turn this down a little bit. I did get into Bitcoin at, what's my average price for Bitcoin? I'm trying to dollar cost average in because I think we could go back down to 40K. Worst case scenario, my average entry price right now is $44,726. I'm up about 1% on that. But my goal is, if I go over to my active orders on Dudex, which I use for leverage trade Bitcoin, my active orders, if we continue going lower on Bitcoin, is $44,000. Then I have an order to be filled at $43,000. Then I have an order to be filled at $42,500, then $42,000, then $41,500, and then $41,100. And then I'm probably gonna make a few more orders around $41K if we go that low, and especially a lot at 40K. So however low we go, I don't expect us to really break 40K. I expect us to maybe test 40K as strong support and then continue up to 60K. That's kind of my long-term prediction on what Bitcoin's going to do. And you want to set up automatic buys. Okay, there's the prices. So let's get started on the 15-minute chart for Bitcoin. Sorry guys, I am late. But the 15-minute chart for Bitcoin is looking at 46 on the RSI, so neutral on the RSI. That's looking fine. You do have a few buy signals, but I think if we go to the bigger time frames, like the 1 hour chart, you do have that sell signal. We are continuing lower. I do think we're headed towards 40K, is my personal opinion. We could wick down to 39K or something like that. But I don't think we're going to stay below 40K very long if we do get that low. Here on the 4 hour chart, we do have the sell signal again. The RSI is at 57. So neutral again on the RSI. That's looking fine. You're still bullish on the moving averages, but I think that's about to change as well. So if we go back down to the 15-minute time frame, you are actually neutral on the moving averages. RSI is looking at 45, so that's good. But I just think we're heading towards 40K before. That's the next major support. You have support on the way down, but that's the next strongest support would be 40K on Bitcoin. So I won't be surprised at all within the next week if we saw 40K. The only thing that would change that probably is if Apple announced that they're buying Bitcoin. I think Apple probably has already bought Bitcoin. They just haven't announced it yet. That's what other people think too, and I think it makes a lot of sense. I think they probably bought it, and then they want to announce it a little bit later. So then my guess is if an Apple announces they bought Bitcoin, I think the price of Bitcoin could probably double within a few weeks. So I just think that would be the next company that would make sense to say that they bought Bitcoin. But that's my analysis on Bitcoin. I think as long as Apple doesn't announce that they bought Bitcoin here in the next week, I think I wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw 40K Bitcoin. I think we'll probably slowly go down that way. Might not happen instantly, but that's kind of where I think see Bitcoin going in the short term. If we head over to Ethereum here on the 15-minute chart, Ethereum is sitting at 50 on the RSI, so it's neutral. That's fine. Moving averages look neutral as well, but I think now I do think Ethereum looks a little bit more bullish than Bitcoin. I think Ethereum could actually go up to 2K before we see a pullback. But if Bitcoin goes down to 40K and continues to slowly fall, my guess is Ethereum does the same or just stays around $1,700 as well. We do have some support at $1,700 from at least what I've seen in the charts. My analysis is that if we break $1,700, we're probably going back down to $1,500 on Ethereum. That's just where I think we're headed for Ethereum. If we break 1700, if this, then that. That's kind of what I'm seeing for Ethereum. If we go out to the 1 hour time frame, let's see what we see. We got a lot of sell signals here. Not good on the bigger time frames, especially above the 1 hour charts. If you see sell signals, it probably means you're coming down. So that means that if we test 1700 enough times, we'll probably break it and go down to 1500. And my guess is if Bitcoin goes to 40K, this is going back down at least at $1,500. If we go to the 4 hour chart for Ethereum, you got some sell signals. And we've continued down since then, or we're basically at the same price we were a few days ago when you got those sell signals. But I wouldn't be surprised if Ethereum tested $1,500 again, because like I said, if you break 1700, you're going down to 1500. Now let's talk about GRT, and then I'll catch up on the chat. I personally got into GRT earlier today without realizing my order got filled around $1. I did get out at $1.20, maybe got out a little bit early, but I do expect us to maybe hit 130, 135, and then I would expect us to come back down, maybe not all the way down to $1 if we get up to 135, unless Bitcoin continues falling. But my guess is you could probably see easily $1.13, $1.10 GRT relatively soon, because we are overbought on the bigger time frames. Like if we look at the 15-minute chart, we're sitting at 63 on the RSI, so we're sitting bought on the RSI. That's never a good thing. We're looking very bullish on moving averages, but if we go to the 1 hour chart, I bet the RSI is much higher. It's at 72, so that is overbought on our RSI. On the 4 hour chart, we are looking at 74 for our RSI, so I think we do have room to come down for sure, because whenever you overbought, it means that in the short to medium term, you're probably going to see some sort of pullback. Now, in bull markets, you can be overbought for an extended period of time, but my guess is you don't continue going out much further before you see at least a little bit of a pullback. The 6-hour chart for GRT is at 75 on the RSI, so not crazy overbought, but you definitely overbought on GRT. So my guess is you probably see maybe get up to 130, 135. And then at that point, I would expect a pullback down to 110 or 113. That's, and maybe even $1. Depends on what Bitcoin does for sure. They got a lot of cash on the balance sheet. Apple does, or I'm assuming you're talking about Apple. Yeah, and so I think if Apple bought Bitcoin, they'd buy even more than what Tesla did. Elon just announced, so he'll wait a bit. Or you might be talking about Tesla. What's your 3-month outlook on what? On Bitcoin? Are these cryptocurrencies good for long-term investing? I think Bitcoin, I think Ethereum is still very, very safe for long-term investing, as are GRT. I know about 40% of my portfolio, 30-40% of my portfolio. Yeah, I think it's about a third of my portfolio is GRT personally. Obviously, that fluctuates with what the prices do, but a third is GRT, and about a third is XLM, and then a third is everything else, like Link and everything else. But my 3-month outlook for Bitcoin would be we probably see 100K within the next 3 months. Ethereum, I think we're going to see at least 3K within the next 3 months. That's my analysis on that. I know Bitcoin's holding 45K, so there's definitely strong support at 45K. I never put that in there, but I know there's strong support at $45,000. We're at 45K exactly right now. I'm going to go to the 5-minute chart. Hold on. All day we've been going up and down. We've been going a little bit above 45K, coming down a little bit below 45K. But 45K is definitely some support because we're having a hard time going significantly below it. I know we went down here to 40. What was this? 43.7 at one point earlier today, and now we're going back up. So I would say 45K is support. But yeah, my 3-month outlook on Bitcoin is probably 100K, and on Ethereum I would say 3K. Those are the two main ones I'm going to talk about. Those are my analysis. Obviously you don't go straight up there, but that's where I think we'll be at in about 3 months. Anything better than Coinbase Pro? I want to get Cardano and set up these auto buys. Well, I know Hotbit you can do Cardano, but I don't know about auto buys. I'm really not sure about that. But I know, let me check. I think Hotbit you can buy Cardano on. Binance, but maybe Kraken you can. I would check out Kraken. I'm following right now GRT. I hold a lot of that. I hold a lot of XLM. Obviously following Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link. I hold that. I watch Tezos very carefully because let's go to Tezos really quick. If you guys are new, make sure to hit that follow button and share this video with your friends so your friends can learn about crypto as well. Check out our Patreon as well, which is in my TikTok description. But oh my gosh, Tezos right now, I got this at $3. I'm holding this long term on my ledger. I'm staking it, which means I'm getting passive income every day from this. And this thing's almost at $4, looking very, very good. I do expect a little bit of resistance on Tezos at $4 and then at $4.25, but this is looking really, really good. Now, I know we're overbought on a lot of time frames for Tezos, but if we can get to $4 and then maybe get rejected off of $4, I'd be very happy about that for Tezos, looking mighty fine. Just the other day it was at $3, so looking great. But yeah, I would say probably get rejected off of $4.25 and then come back down lower. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Tezos. I personally believe Tezos will do very, very well this bull run. I think Tezos will probably hit at least, on my bearish outlook is $30 for Tezos. My bullish outlook is probably closer to 100. I know that's a huge difference, but I know the last all-time high was like $8, so I think $30 is very, very bearish. I think that's probably going to be the lowest I would say I wouldn't be surprised if we saw $100 Tezos by the end of this bull run in about 6 months. If you had $1,000 to invest, what would you invest in? I'll tell you what I invest in, and then you can go off of what you want to do. Not financial advice, but I hold Tezos because I can stake it. I hold XLM because I got in really cheap. I got into XLM around 8.5 cents. So I believe that thing could hit $5 this bull run. I'm very bullish on that. What else? Obviously, if you want to play it safer, Bitcoin and Ethereum. But as far as altcoins go, I would recommend GRT, XLM, Tezos. EOS is looking good. I don't hold any long term right now, but that's another one I would recommend. Link is one I would recommend, although at this point you're getting a little bit late. I mean, you're at $25 on Link. So if you want to make a lot of money really fast, I would say that's probably not one you want to go to, but it is a very safe project. And I could see Link, still quadruple, going up 4x from where it's at right now. I can't talk right now. But I could see Link easily at $100 to $200 by the end of this bull run. So that's still, a pretty good return on your money. It's just not as good as some of the other coins like maybe XLM or GRT or something like that. Everything is overbought. Most things are. Before today, GRT was not. That would have been a really good buy. Now I'm waiting for another buy around $1. If it doesn't go back down that low, I'll move my buy price up. But I wouldn't be surprised if GRT goes back down to $1. But most of these coins are definitely overbought. If we go to the Fear and Greed Index, I know that it's at like 95, and anytime we're that high, usually you're going to see a major correction. I know last month we were almost at 95. Maybe we're a little bit higher. And we got a major correction. Now it's at 93, so it's down 2 from yesterday. But anytime you get above 90, you got to be really careful. So that's why if you get buying coins now, if you think they're a good buy, make sure to have a tight stop loss in case everything starts tanking. I do think we go back down to 40K. That's one of the reasons I think Bitcoin's going back down to 40K. Plus, it's a very strong support. If you bounce off 40K, that'd be very bullish. But anyways, that's one of my reasons I think we're going back down to 40K on Bitcoin. Pick any number. Why not 500? I don't know what you mean by that, but a random number is 200. I don't know what you're talking about for that. H bar is at 10 cents. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know what H bar is. XLMY, I personally had my XLM money in XRP a few months ago, and when this was long before the lawsuit, but I just looked at the two projects and combined them, and I just thought XLM was the better project, and I thought they had better fundamentals behind it, and that's why I thought XLM was a better project. So that's where I put my money, and so far it's done much better in the last 3 or 4 months since I sold it than XRP has. How much interest do you gain from holding Tezos, and does it stake when you buy it on Coinbase Pro? So if you buy on Coinbase Pro, it doesn't stake, but I can go check. I think it's around 5 or 6% a year. Maybe I'm wrong. It depends. You can choose what person you want to stake it or what company you want to stake it for you. So I know there's places that does 3%. I know there's places that do 6 or 7%. I think mine is 5 or 6%. I don't remember off the top of my head, but that's about 5 or 6% on average. But I stake it on the ledger. You can't stake it on Coinbase Pro, unfortunately. Maybe you can. I think you can stake it on the regular Coinbase app. So if you want to if you buy it on Coinbase Pro and then transfer it over to Coinbase, that might work. But otherwise, use the ledger. Apple doesn't hold Bitcoin, but I think they're about to very, very soon. As well as I think if Apple buys Bitcoin, I think Dell will buy Bitcoin. I think Microsoft will buy Bitcoin because they're just going to follow it. Obviously, most people are going to follow what Elon Musk does. But on top of that, if some of their direct competitors start buying it, I mean, it's going to go crazy, and this is what we expected this bull run. We expected these people to start buying Bitcoin. It's happening right now in front of our very eyes, and I think within the next month you see Apple buy Bitcoin, and they probably already have bought it. They just haven't announced it yet. That's my prediction. But if they haven't bought it, I expect them to buy it within the next month. I could be wrong about that, but I'd place a bet on that's probably going to happen within the next 30 days, and if it's not Apple, then it's going to be another major corporation. That's what I think. I never said in my video they bought Bitcoin. I said they probably will soon. So maybe you want to go rewatch that. Apple will buy Bitcoin. Yes, they will. They will. I think, yeah, they definitely will. Like I just said, they will. It's just a matter of when. It's a matter of when. If they haven't already, it's a matter of when will they. Right now, I don't really know when the bottom is going to be for Bitcoin, so I'm dollar cost averaging in lower. I wouldn't be surprised if we had some support on Bitcoin from the previous all-time highs, which was $42,000 basically, from about a month ago. If we break that, then I think we're going. If we break 42K, I think we're going back down to 40K. But first, we gotta you know, get below 45K. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 42K to 40K Bitcoin within the next week or two. I think that's probably going to happen. GRT price prediction. By the end of this bull run, I could see GRT started at like 12 cents. My prediction is $5 by the end of this bull run. And if we're lucky, $10. If Bitcoin gets to 300 grand or more, then I would say GRT is probably going to go to 10 bucks. But if Bitcoin only gets to 150 grand or 200 grand, which is my prediction, then I think GRT will be around $5. Yeah, I know. I said I think Apple will buy Bitcoin, but it's whatever. Bull run is what we're in right now for crypto. It's when everything goes parabolic. So my guess is near September, we're going to have a blow off top for everything, especially for Bitcoin, which means everything's going to tank really fast. So personally, what I'm going to be doing to get out of my positions is not scaling out of my positions near September or maybe late August. I'm going to be transferring everything from my ledger back over to an exchange and putting stop losses in to lock in profits. So if everything starts tanking extremely fast, I can lock in my profits. I'll probably do that at the end of September though, or end of August, I should say. I'll let you guys know in my videos when I do that. But that's how I will be preparing for that blow off top in preparation for it. And if everything stops going up and just stays stagnant for a while, I'll probably be doing it a little bit sooner if I need to, but we'll play it by ear. We'll know when we're at the top, when everything stops going up for a while and just stays at around the same prices and nothing's going up. Maybe like Bitcoin stops going up, Ethereum stops going up, altcoins don't move. But Eric, I 100% agree with you. Please pull your video up and we can all watch it. Well, I can't do that because it's not going to work, but I'll watch it after this if you want me to. But anyways, like I said, I think there's going to be a blow off top after this bull run. I think we're going back down. If Bitcoin gets to 200 grand, just say for round numbers, Bitcoin gets to 200 grand, I think Bitcoin will fall back down to 30 grand. If Bitcoin gets to 400 grand, which I don't know, I don't think that's going to happen. But if it does, then I think Bitcoin only goes down to 30 or 40 grand. But I think whatever happens, we still see basically an 80% pullback. It's what's happened in previous bull markets. And people think just because firms like Tesla and Apple, or Apple hasn't bought it yet, but if Apple does buy it and Microsoft starts buying it, even if they buy it, they're probably not going to hold once they see everything start tanking because they want to lock in their profits. So even them will probably sell at some point and maybe get back into the next bull run or something. But I think from whatever Bitcoin's all-time high is, you probably see an 80 to 85% correction from the all-time high to the all-time low, and it will happen within 6 to 12 months. It's always if you just look at previous bull run history, then that's usually what happens. Appreciate it. Number 1. Why not 1 million? Ooh, Bitcoin would get to $1 million, just not this bull run. So I'm probably gonna be on a few more minutes. If you have any other requests, let me know. Otherwise, I'll be back live tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Time. But like I said, I think Bitcoin's not... I would not say... Oh, Bitcoin just tanked $500, didn't it? Let me zoom in a little bit. It did just fall $500 here on the 5-minute chart. So like I said, this is what I expect. I'm still buying it. I'm dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. And that's what I'm doing right now with Bitcoin. 5 minutes ago, in the last 5 minutes, it dropped $700. Maybe it's been 10 minutes, but still. Yep. Guys, you can join my Patreon. There's 2 tiers. There's a $5 tier where you can join our Telegram group, and then there's also a $25 tier where you can join a Telegram group. You can get my trade ideas, and you can also get my merchandise. I post about 4 times a month on the trade setups because those are longer term swing trades. I would say GRT at this price is not a good buy unless you're holding long term. If you're holding long term, I would say it's an overall good buy. But personally, I would try to get in around $1. I think at some point when if Bitcoin really goes back down to 40K, which I think it will, then I think altcoins are going to kind of follow it. And if that happens, I do think Ethereum or GRT will see $1 again. And that's my prediction. So I would wait for $1 if you want to, but otherwise you can buy it now. I don't think it's a horrible buy. Long term, it's probably a really good buy if you look at it in 5 to 10 years. But personally, I wouldn't get in just yet. Actually, let's go back and see what GRT is doing with this little bit of a Bitcoin pullback we're having right now. It's at 120, and that's where I got out earlier today at 120. So I'd wait till $1. There's a pretty good chance I'd say that we get there. But long term, it's a great buy at $1. Definitely a great buy. I personally have a buy order at $1 on GRT. But that's about all I got. Bitcoin is now at 44.2. The all-time low for today, what was Bitcoin's all-time low? 40. We got down earlier today at 43,700. So, well, I don't think 44K is going to hold. I don't think there's any support there, but we'll see. There's a little bit, but it's not very strong support. How's it going? How's it going, IG? We're about to wrap up. We'll be live tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Time. I'm probably going to wrap up here in about a minute. So thank you guys for joining. Safe trading out there. I would say GRT is a buy at $1. I will see you guys tomorrow for our live at 6 p.m. Central Time. Until then, trade safe, be smart, use a stop loss, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
I can't hold your hand, don't be afraid, it's only a day. Try closing your eyes when you can't find whatever hurts inside. Follow the stars wherever you are. I'm gonna wake you up so you'll see the sun. I'm gonna show you that it's only just a dream.